And now it's time for the starting lineup of the 15th annual Randy Witkum Memorial 125 at Jennerstown Speedway. Starting in sixth position, driving the RW Woodworking Wingside Up Enterprises number 25, a three-time Witkum Memorial winner. It's Bob Gangwer. Gangwer in the 25 starts sixth. Starting in fifth position, looking for his first Witkum Memorial win and his first Keystone Nationals championship. Driving the Icings on Top CPR Motorsports Mayfield Missile from Carrollton, Ohio, your current Supers point leader, Keith. Put one on you, Powell. Powell in the 41 starts fifth. On the outside of row number 2. Also, a three-time winner, the first three-time winner of the Witkum Memorial. He's a Keystone Nationals champion as well, with 3 of those. Ladies and gentlemen, in the first to finish race servers, number 35, it's Rocket Rob Warren. Warren starts fourth. Moving out to the inside of row number 2, this driver hails from Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. He won the Witkum Memorial in the 2013-14 season, and he's a former Keystone Nationals champion, and that goes all the way back to 2008. To the best of our knowledge, this driver has started all but 2 Witkum Memorials in 15 years. Ladies and gentlemen, in the CPR Motorsports, Exide Battery number 55, Steady Steve Callahan. Callahan in the 55 starts fourth. Now to the front row for the Randy Witkum Memorial NASCAR Heat Supermodified Sim Race. On the outside from Lansing, Michigan, driving the Dowker Titanium Roadster, sponsored by Wholesale Diamond Exchange. This driver hails from Lansing, and he's the oldest driver in the field at over 70 years old and has started a whole bunch of Witkum Memorials. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and cheer him on tonight. Carl Banzai Becker. Becker starts second. And on the pole from Liverpool, New York, sponsored by Southern Hills Storm Football and the Nebraska Cornhuskers, driving the big red wagon here tonight, making his first ever Supers Randy Witkum Memorial 125 start. Ladies and gentlemen, last night's winner at Nazareth, it's Brad Kizer, the rookie. Kizer starts on the pole for this 125 lap ground. Here we go again. We'll see if the front row can do a little better job this time. Start. And there it is. That's a good start as they go side by side down into turn number 1. Callahan wants to get up in there and go racing. As Becker gets roughed up and moved up the track, Becker tries to go back down the track. Hey, don't let that old guy kid you. Still got a lot of racing left to do. It's Kizer, Callahan, Warren, Becker, Gangwer, Powell. Callahan looks down low underneath Kizer for the lead. And Callahan takes it. Oh, and I don't know what happened there, but Kizer shot up the track, and here comes Warren by. Like possibly Callahan and Kizer get together. Here comes Carl Becker now trying to get underneath. Oh, Kizer hits a backstretch wall. Becker gives Kizer a Nerf bar, moves him up the track. Kizer comes back. Kizer with damage now, falling to the back. Meanwhile, Warren and Callahan looking to try to pull away from Becker. Becker doing a good job, though, in third. Just join us into the Randy Witkum Memorial 125 at Jennerstown Speedway, racing NASCAR Heat. Callahan slips high. Warren thinks about it, but tucks back in. No, he dives down low, and they bump. And Warren takes the lead from Callahan. And Callahan dives back down underneath Warren in turn one, takes the lead back. Looks like Callahan says, hey, I've won these before. I've been racing almost every single one of these. I know how to get it done. I'm not going to get roughed up that early in the race. Warren and Callahan now pulling away from Becker a little bit as Becker starts to struggle here at Jennerstown. Still running in third, though. Callahan and Warren really going at it for the lead up front. There goes Warren underneath Callahan. Warren and Callahan continue to race down the front stretch, but it looks like Warren has him this time. Oh, here comes Callahan back, though.
.25 laps in at the Randy Witkum Memorial. Rob Warren in the lead. Steve Callahan, Carl Becker a solid third, followed by Bob Gangwer, Keith Powell, and Brad Kizer.
100 laps to go. 25 laps in, and it's time for our first 25-lap rundown. And thanks to Kevin Timmons for that rundown. Top two is starting to pull away from third place Carl Becker. Callahan not giving up on getting that lead back. Lock, stock, and barrel staying right with the 35. Becker continues to run in third, Gangwer fourth, Powell fifth. Gangwer takes over third from Becker. As Warren now be looking into getting around the lap car of Brad Kizer. Top two have cleared the lap car of Kizer, their early leader here at the Witkum Memorial. Coming up on lap 50 here. Supers, Randy Witkum Memorial 125. Bob Warren's your leader. Starting to pull away from Steve Callahan. Cars spread out all over the track here on the big fast half mile of Jennerstown. Bob Orange, your leader. Steady Steve Callahan, Bob Gangwer in third. Top three drivers, all former winners of this race. Up to a 1.5 lead now. Callahan. Or Warren over Callahan. Now in car with Steve Callahan. Runs in second place. Warren coming up on Kizer to lap him. We're at the halfway point of this race.
Halfway run down. Rob Warren continues to lead. Steve Callahan in second. Bobby G in third. Keith Powell fourth. Carl Becker fifth. And Brad Kizer in sixth.
Now it looks like Gangwer and Powell have started to turn up the wick as they're reeling in Callahan. Warren going to go around the inside of Carl Becker. Becker having a great run early. Oh, and they get together on the front stretch. Becker moves high but collects the wall. Bounces back down and collects your leader. Meanwhile, Gangwer right to the rear Nerf bar of Callahan. $50 laps to go. Callahan gets stuck on the backstretch wall. Steve Callahan, disaster for the driver in second place. Powell goes by his teammate as well. Gangwer into second place. Warren with the lead. And boy, have we seen this before. So many times has this race gone down. Last 5 years between Rob Warren and Bob Gangwer at the end of it. But does Gangwer or Powell have enough left to catch Warren? Out there to a pretty good lead. Steve Callahan going to the pits. That damage from that incident on the backstretch, too much for Callahan. See if he repairs it and comes back out. He's been under the weather all week long. That probably did not help his, probably made him a little more sick. Callahan calls it a night, out of the race. Former winner out of the race after doing so well. Warren, no issues getting around Brad Kizer for the third time. So what was about a 6 or 5 second lead for Rob Warren, now down to 1.4, 1.3, 1.4 seconds. Gangwer unable to get any closer, though. Powell about the same distance behind Gangwer in third. "25 laps left in the Randy Witkum Memorial 125 at Jennerstown Speedway. Rob Warren, your leader. Bob Gangwer second. Keith Powell third. Carl Becker fourth. Warren awfully close off of turn 2 that time to the backstretch wall. Gangwer can smell blood. He's chasing Warren down. Trying to pull Powell along with him, or Powell's trying to stay with Gangwer to get up there. Two three-time Witkum Memorial winners doing battle with 20 to go. Coming up on lap traffic. See how this plays out. Both very smart race car drivers. Both leaders, first and second, clear Kizer. Indigo in the Randy Witkum Memorial 125. Powell trying to get up to the top two as they battle for the lead. Rob Warren looking for the white flag at the Randy Witkum Memorial. Gangwer in second. Powell right on his rear Nerf bar. Here he comes out of turn 4. Rob Warren, your winner. Bob Gangwer second. Keith Powell third. Carl Becker fourth. Don't go anywhere. Come right back after the break. We'll have post-race interviews. Welcome back to Supers Live. We just finished up the Randy Witkum Memorial 125, and we have our first four-time winner of the race, Rocket Rob Warren. Congratulations, Rob. Fantastic run for you, leading the most laps tonight. You had quite the battle at the beginning of the race for the lead with Steve Callahan. Then you had a heck of a battle at the end of the race as well. Which was the most intense or the toughest?
Intense and tough would be the end. Quick walk through my race. I was very content to follow Steady Steve. I was entering the corner a little bit higher, using his draft, milking the throttle, letting off early, coasting the corners, rolling in slow, just trying to take care of the tires, everything you would do to take care of the tires on a tight track. So yeah, I'm entering a little bit higher. I'm getting a little better run. I'm not pushing him. I'm not pressuring him. Staying 2-3 tenths behind, I think. And then all of a sudden he blinked out. I'm like, oh no, is that him or is it me? Is everyone gonna drop? Is it the server? Is it what's going on? He jumped right back in the spot where he should have been, and nothing happened. It was all cool. And then 4 or 5 laps later, he went into the corner and he was like, just like he blinked out before, he was like a car width high. And I'm like, well, that's a little bit odd. So I just drove underneath him and I took it really easy and nursed the corner, and he drove right underneath me. And then, I don't know, I followed him for another 8, 7, 10, 12, who knows how many laps. I wasn't counting laps till we got to the end. We'll get to that. And he just entered the corner wicked high again, and I'm like, that's just unlike Steve. I don't know if he just overdrove the entry, which is not like Steve. He just gave it to me, and he was probably thinking, go burn your stuff up, fool. And that's what I proceeded to do. I was concentrating on just enter easy. This race kind of plays into my strong points. I'm usually the guy that's off the throttle first, and I roll the throttle slow. Low and slow, low and slow, low and slow. So, anyways, I don't know what happened to him. We lapped someone or something, and all of a sudden he went from second to like fourth. He ended up in the pits. I'm not sure what happened to him. But I had a 2.5 second lead. And I'm like,